This is one of my favorite quotes. It's from Epictetus. Do not wish for things to happen the way you want them to happen. Wish for things to happen the way that they will, because they're always going to happen like that. Just align yourself with nature, man. Everything is giving you signs to just let go, to just be in your element, return to who you were this entire time. As simple and stupid as this sounds, things are always going to happen exactly the way that they do happen, because that's the way it is. That's nature, that's God, that's God's plan, that's the way the universe is. There's all certain things that happen at certain times, and we can't, so many things are out of our control. It's all about letting go. It's all about just taking a step back and relaxing, that's the thing. God is already driving the car, and if I try to, step in and take the wheel, what happens when two people try to drive the same car? It crashes, you have an accident. You go too far left, too far right, and sometimes you just want something for yourself, but it's probably not the best thing for you, and you can't see it, you're blinded by everything that's in front of you, and you just can't see the entire thing, but God can. And that's why, let the car be driven by God, by nature, and just step back and just let everything happen the way it is gonna happen, because that's where you find peace. That's where everything just makes sense. Everything falls into place. Just let it all work out, let it all fall into place. Let it all happen. Instead of trying to control everything, just let go. Instead of trying to fix everything the way you want so that you can control a certain outcome, convince yourself that any outcome that could happen is beneficial to you. That is when you find peace. That is when anything that happens is what you want it to happen. And in that sense, you're living heaven. You're living the best life you could possibly live. Quote number 2, Marcus Aurelius. Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left of it and live it properly. What doesn't transmit light creates its own darkness. Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life, and now take what's left and just live it. We spend way too much time thinking about the past, taking things for granted, living as if we have 100 more years to live, and we push things off. We postpone ourselves. We postpone our growth. We just always end up getting too attached or taking things for granted and just letting opportunities just pass us. And that's because we forget death. This is not a pessimistic, this is not gloomy. This is a freeing thought. So you might have heard this before, memento mori. It means remember death. And the Stoics have this as their front priority in mind, just remembering death, because when you remember death and when you realize that at any moment you could die, on a long enough timeline, everybody's survival rate drops to 0. Anything could happen, and the fact that you didn't die yesterday, who told you that you were going to live? Who told you were going to wake up today morning and carry on with your day and just live? And that's the thing, we just take things for granted. We just let opportunities go by. We work with this laziness because we know that we have so many opportunities to redeem ourselves. But then we forget how limited we actually are in terms of time. Time just passes by so quickly, we don't even realize. We take everything for granted. We're just confronted with laziness. We just push things off. We procrastinate. We postpone ourselves and our greatness and our wisdom and our learning. We just postpone everything because we think that, we're gonna die later. We're gonna die in 100 years and we have all this time to live, but you never know. You never know when your last day is going to come. So value the things in your life right now, because you can do that, and just let go, don't sweat the small stuff. It's all small stuff anyways. Just, that's it. Life moves on, you move on, you learn, you live. And I feel like that's all you need to know. You just, the ups, the downs and everything, it all goes together. It's all part of this experience. It's all part of life. Quote number 3 by Seneca: we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Think about this. What is around you? Just look around yourself. You might be in your room, you might be outside, I don't know where you are. Just look around you and realize that this is where you are. This is the present moment, where your feet are. Sure, there are physical problems and things and actual situations and, tragedies. Of course, I'm not denying the fact. But what I'm saying is, most of the things we suffer are mental. Most of the things are just ideas and thoughts and attachment to different things, which causes the pain that we feel. It causes the suffering. Most suffering, in my opinion, is in imagination. It is thinking, overthinking, trying to analyze everything, trying to control everything with your thoughts, trying to make out a perfect scenario and make everything perfect. But then when you just let go, when you just realize that, this is just my imagination, this ain't real, this is not in front of me. And when I start to live in front of me with everything that's around me, that's when you're free. That's when you drop this attachment and you find peace. You just find peace, and it's like a burden of weight just being dropped from you. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. I'm Dan. I make videos like these, so if you like them, subscribe to the channel. I also have a second channel in the description. And take care. The world is yours. You got this, bro.